At UC Davis, we've been doing a study had been ongoing for a long time, and now we're finally getting it all organized and written up. And so we worked with 9 different shelters, all here in the United States, ranging in size from pretty small to rather large, so over 5,000 cats. And we sent each of the shelters a questionnaire with almost 50 different questions, trying to look at every single variable that could affect stress and URI incidence in the shelter, because we saw almost an 8-fold difference in the amount of disease that these shelters were seeing. So we also tested some of the cats at intake to see if the pathogens that they were harboring at intake had any effect, like the variety and amount of pathogens, if that had any effect on incidence. Neither size of the shelter nor what the cats had at intake had any effect on the level of disease. The 2 biggest factors, okay, that made the difference between having lots of disease and not were housing. So giving a cat at least 9 square feet of floor space. So not just a 2x2 cage, but a much larger area, preferably compartmentalized so that their bathroom was separate from their eating and living area. And the other biggest thing that made a difference was how many times the cat had to be moved within their first week at the shelter. So moving could be to a new cage, moving could be out of the cage so that it could be cleaned. So those were the 2 biggest things. So if a shelter can only do 2 things, hopefully they can do more, but it's providing good housing from the moment they enter your shelter. So not just in adoption where it's pretty, where adopters can see it, but from the moment the cat comes in, they need space, and they need to be able to just stay in that space and not be moved. So what many shelters have come to use, which we just love, is something called direct kenneling. So as soon as the cat comes in, you put them in the kennel that they are going to stay in for their whole stay. So that might even be on the adoption floor. Like if they're a nice cat, they're healthy, put them up on the adoption floor, even if they're not available, let people see them, let them have interest, and then they leave from that cage. They never have to move. That cat is at very low chance of getting sick. So in they come, surgery if they need it, and out they go. So, or if it doesn't work to put them right on the adoption floor, let people see all parts of your shelter where the cats are, if that works with your layout. So those are the 2 biggest things. Also, other things to help reduce stress, give the cats as much control over their environment as they can. So give them as much choice. So give them the choice to hide or not. Give them the choice to be elevated even within their cage or not. So like with an elevated bed. Soft surfaces, hard surfaces, cold surfaces, warm surfaces that they can curl up in, a scratching post. Like you can accomplish all of this in 9 square feet, believe it or not.